Hello to all dear students. Today I'm going to discuss the important questions of commercial law that can be asked in your question, in your examination. This is important question from the Punjab University, Chandigarh point of view. But as you know, commercial law is same for many universities also. So you can also use it, these important questions for your universities also. I have divided the commercial law into two parts. First of all, I will discuss the first part of important questions. And the first question is, what do you mean by contract? What are the various essentials of a valid contract? That can be also asked in another way. What do you mean by contract? And what are the various all contracts are agreement, but all agreements are not contracts. So that could be asked in that way also. And the second question, which is important from the examination point of view, is what do you mean by consideration? Write down the essentials of a valid consideration. Explain with the exception where there is no consideration, no contract. So in consideration, there are two questions. First is explain consideration and what are the various essentials of a valid consideration. And the third question is no consideration, no contract. Explain its exceptions in detail. And the fourth question is, what do you mean by free consent and in what circumstances or when the consent is not free in order to make it valid contract. And the third question is, what do you mean by capacity of parties and who are the parties who are being competent to execute a valid contract. So this is the question number 6. Next is, what do you mean by tender and what are the essentials of a valid tender? Next important question is, what do you mean by discharge of a contract? What are the various methods and modes to make a contract discharged? The third question is, what are the various remedies available in case any of the party concerned breach the contract? Next is, these are the important questions from Indian Contract Act, and there are also some few questions. What do you mean by bailment? Explain the contract of bailment. What are the various rights and duties of bailer and bailee? And what do you mean by pledge? What are the various duties and rights of pledger and pledgee, which is also called pawner and pawnee? Next is, what do you mean by agency? Distinguish between an agent and sub-agent. That is very important question that could be asked in your examination, might be in 5 marks. Apart from it, what do you mean by agency? Explain the creation of agency along with the termination of agencies. Next is Right to Information Act. What are the various rights under Information Act and what is the procedure to file a complaint under Right to Information Act? Next important question is, what do you mean by Consumer Protection Act? What are the objectives and rights of a consumer under the Consumer Protection Act along with the redressal machinery under Consumer Protection Act? So what is the redressal machinery? Redressal machinery means the machinery or the body which has been formulated in order to regulate the redressal mechanism of an consumer protection. So apart from it, what is the procedure which is to be filed to file a complaint under Consumer Protection Act? After that, what are the various implied conditions and warranties under Indian Contract Act? So these are the questions that are important from theoretical point of view that could be asked in 15 marks. Thank you so much.